Yep.
Okay.
We're all set now.
So I really wanted to start this podcast, or really a YouTube channel, to really get out there and engage with our audience and get them to know more about us, more about the business. Also for us to sit down and just have some candid conversations about our lives and about the wine industry. We plan to do like live demos or live review or, reviews on wines and things of that nature.
Yeah. Y'all think about having guests on the show?
Yes.
That's good. That's good. I only go to that because, like, how can I say this? And then, my last question, and before I get into the details and all that good stuff, like, so how often y'all think about shooting though? That's another thing.
My thought would be, and you tell us. I was thinking maybe like in the beginning, either once or twice a month. That's the only thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's no right or wrong question. My only thing that I have told people is that you want to have on a schedule that is making so you're able to be consistent. Say it like that. Because most podcasts or most people I know, they start a podcast one day and then it'd be 6 months later, like, all right, episode 2. All right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And one thing I would say that I guess is you could say once again, our saving grace is that we're consistent. Like you have no choice to watch us. You're going to be like, oh, I didn't know they was on there. Oh, they was on there, or not that they were on there. You keep looking up and we're still doing it. Right.
How often do you do yours, if you don't mind me asking? I mean, I see them, but
no, you're good. So we used to do them. We used to do them every week, Tuesday and Thursday, like clockwork, right?
Right.
And our schedule started getting hectic because we all still work full time. That's
right.
So now we do 2 episodes every other Tuesday now. So you want to say we do 4 episodes a month.
So with those 2 episodes, do you do them in the same day, or do you take one episode that you record and then piggyback it for the next week?
So that was the idea, but since I also am the one responsible for editing and all that good stuff, I just put out both of them at the same time.
Oh,
so
okay.
it kind of keeps to our commitment of trying to have an episode every week. Well, technically, I'm putting out 2 every 2 weeks. So
okay.
Yeah, but it helps us stay consistent. Like we know, so and the one thing I can say that's our saving grace also is that it's 3 of us. That's another thing. Like when Marquita took a sabbatical, it was me and Nakia. When Nakia needed to take time off, it was me and Marquita. Even when they both were gone, it was me, and I even had a couple of guest hosts. But the only reason I bring it up because it's hard to stay consistent. Let me just say that it's hard.
I'm sure.
I just wanted to keep that in mind. But the flip side to being consistent, that you don't know who's watching. Let's say it like that, right? And for all you guys know, it might be someone who's watching, like, man, I can't wait for that new Dance of Birds episode. Where's it at? Because I can't tell y'all how many times we've actually heard people say, like, man, when I drop the next episode, we can't wait. And we be thinking in our head, like, wow, you watching something? But yeah, I the only reason why I asked you, and like just something that y'all can say, because everyone knows, everyone on the team knows, unless you got something going on, every Tuesday, where we at? We have 2 U1s.
Got you. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, and then the only I guess the questions keep flowing as I keep going. But you guys, so I know for us, we don't have a set time when we don't, because we have different guests. Different guests have different personalities, and we kind of let it flow, right? But we try to keep it under an hour and a half, because we've seen that people's retention falls off after half hour or so, right? Unless it's like really something really, good, or something that's really getting my attention. When you guys get started, I'll show you how to look at the analytics, but it will show you how far people get an episode before they fall off.
Oh, okay.
So just keep that in mind. My bad.
With that question, no, that's my bad. With that question, I was thinking and I don't know, Shanez, if you're thinking the same thing, like 30 minutes to get started, or do you suggest that hour? Because is it kind of like inconsistent if we start for 30? Because when we have a guest on, I don't know if we're going to get everything done in 30 minutes. An hour is perfect. So I don't know, should we start with a 30 and then as a guest come on add an hour, or should we just be with an hour and just be consistent through the whole thing from start to whenever we get ramped up?
So that's a great question, because I know for us, we looked at the analytics, and then at first we kept it to an hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when we seen that, people fall off 30 minutes, like, oh, okay, cool. But then we seen on certain episodes, it didn't matter how long it was, people were watching all the way through.
Yeah.
So we even did this thing where we would even chunk the episode. Like, let's say it was an hour and a half. We'll say part 1 and then part 2, and do it like that, just to get people to be okay. They were interested in this one episode. If you want to watch the more of it, watch the next episode or whatnot. That way, it's not how can I say, going on and on. Not going on and on, but like the person is sticking to that.
Is engaged with you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly, and they're sticking to it. So, and once again, and how can I say this? Like, there's no. Oh, my phone rang. That's just great. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
But yeah, no, there's no right or wrong answer. You want to. I would say tailor it to the analytics, because you're going to find your audience, you're going to find your tribe while doing this. By the way, because we thought, what's so crazy about our podcast? Our podcast is a podcast dedicated to Cleveland entrepreneurs, and I want to say 80% of our audience is people outside of Cleveland, which is so crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. But I say all that to say is, like, you guys might find your audience outside of the city, or not outside of people who want to, be in that genre of wine, taste, all that good stuff. So I always say,
Cleveland people don't support. No, I'm just playing.
I mean, listen. I thought I was reading it wrong. Like, that don't make any sense. Like, no one from Cleveland. Well, I said not no one from Cleveland, but like I said, a good portion of them people from outside Cleveland.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is.
And in an aspect where you actually kind of want that. You want them in your city, but you want to stretch further than Cleveland. So that's great.
No, absolutely. But so for y'all, I would just want to say, like, play along with it, because what's so funny though is that if, let's say, y'all go at the capacity of 1 hour for, let's say, 20 episodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just you and Shez, y'all just going, y'all doing your thing. After a while, y'all might be like, oh, let's cut it down to a half hour. That way we're able to cut down on material, not cut down on material, but have enough material to, space it out.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
So.
Okay.
And I know for us, and I'm about to say, and once again, you guys will know, but y'all will get a flow for it, because even with us, like, I don't know if y'all see how we do. We don't have any notes. We don't have no questions down. We just conversate. We just go.
I like it. It's very informal.
It makes it authentic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And it helps us to, once again, stay creative, but then it keeps us more polished when we're talking to our guests, because the questions we're actually generally asking are questions that we want to know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how y'all thought about a format y'all want to curate.
Well, that's the thing, I'll speak first, because I guess me in my head, I'll ask Shanez, what would that format be? Like, do we start off with, my thought process is we start off introducing ourselves, who we are, what we do, kind of talk about that so they can know who Dancing Birds is. And then I guess as we move into our podcast, flow into what Shanez says, like some wine information, some wine tidbits. Did you know? And, I don't know if guests would be okay in the beginning. Maybe I'm thinking like the first 5 or 10 is all about just us chatting and whatever. And then maybe as time goes on, we invite the guests on. I don't know. So basically, I don't know. I don't know, Shanez, if you can jump in. If you had an idea of a format that,
No, I didn't really think too much of the format. Like, I was kind of going. Okay, Apple. Very good. Here you go. So I was thinking just like you were in the terms of having, us just sitting there talking, and then maybe we could do like live wine reviews and get like some wine, and we do like live reviews there and kind of record them, talk about the tasting notes of each one and things of that nature. As long kind of divvy, I'm not sure if I want to say divvy up, but kind of have like an array of options or things to talk about, or different segments that we can talk about. So it doesn't have to be just us talking all the time in one. Maybe it's just us giving out for information in another one. It's just, I'm open to however you want it.
And I did so, and there's another thing I wanted to ask you guys, because if you guys have guests, one of our things that help us grow exponentially was leveraging our guests' audience also. Because the great thing about having guests on, they like talk about themselves. So one, it helps with material, but then secondly, you're able to leverage their audience. So let's say you have like Nakia on, right? Nakia's gonna be excited about being on. She's like, oh, especially someone who's never been a podcast before. They're like, oh my God, this is an honor. And it is, you want to hear the story, right? But in essence, they're going to spread the word about your podcast. They're going to tell everybody, hey, have you been there? I'm just using Nancy Birds as a podcast. Like, I'm not sure about the name, but I'll just say that as an example.
Right.
And just say, hey, have you heard about it? I was on there. I was episode number 2 or episode number 3, so on and so forth. And that's literally been a way to help, one, grow our audience, and then two, help spread the word, So I just want that out there. But the reason why I asked for a format, so as amazing enough as we don't have one, we kind of do, because we kind of start off with the person, because we want to let our audience know about the person themselves and then their business sector, because they're a person before the business, right?
Right.
We always go from the past, present, and the future, and then we throw in some other stuff in there, you know what I'm saying? But it kind of has a format, but it doesn't have a format at the same time. And the only reason I bring that up, because like, even for you guys, you guys can have like some informative thing about wine that we don't know. I tell you, Nakia tells me all the time about wine. I'm like, that's crazy, And as a man, I've had wine in my day, but I didn't know what goes on into it. Like, reason why you want to, let it breathe a little bit. I'm just bottle pop, let's go, and little stuff like that. We don't like just think about it like that, because you want to have a format, but at the same time, you want to let it flow naturally too.
Okay.
So like,
so
people,
format meaning like, how do I put it? I don't even know what word to say. Like what it's really all about at each podcast, or basically format for that a specific podcast.
I want to say more so like, how can I say this? A person shouldn't have to guess what your podcast is about when they tune in. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like when you pull up to our, you kind of get an idea what it's about. We're talking about entrepreneurship. We're talking about Black-owned business, and we're talking about how you become one too. And that's when you want to keep that in your mind, because that will help you guys. That will help tether you guys to your overall what you're trying to accomplish, right?
Makes sense.
So, if you have a guest on, they start talking about some crazy stuff, you'll be like, whoa, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, understand the format not the format, but you understand what we got going on here. We're talking about this, and this, and this. So if I give y'all some, not saying homework per se, but just like something to think about, when you want people to think of your podcast, what are 3 things you want someone to think about when they think about your podcast? Outside of wine or wine tasting.
Okay.
And even I want to propose this to you guys, like, your podcast can be a couple different formats, because y'all can even talk about the journey y'all taking yourselves as individuals and as a business. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have a segment just doing that. Y'all have a segment where y'all can go to different places. You know what I'm saying? And
yes, that's what we want to do. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't have to be like, straightforward. Because when we first started the podcast, the reason why it's funny enough, you can say the pull up is like a double entendre, but we literally will pull up, we would go where you were at.
Right.
Before we got Nakia, right? And now you say we got lazy, because now we just let Nakia now, but nonetheless though, like, we go to your established location, and we'll actually get a chance to see your spot or whatnot. So I just want to keep that in mind, keep that in you guys' head, like, okay, we got this format, but we also want to do this and do that also. So keep that in mind.
Okay. Makes sense.
So and I know I'm asking you guys a lot of questions.
That's okay.
Have y'all thought about if y'all want to do audio strictly, or do visual, or not visual? Do you guys want to do straight video, audio, or do both? And how you guys thought about how you guys want to distribute it?
I think we are starting off with just doing visual on YouTube only. Okay. And then later down the line, go into the audio aspect, and then broadcasting on different platforms. Okay. Because there are a lot of different apps. So say, for instance, like, y'all know when y'all came on our podcast, we had a laptop. The laptop recorded the audio. Right. Of course, the phone did the visual and whatnot. But they have a lot of apps where they can actually extract the audio from the actual video itself. So you can kind of
cut corners in that also.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this great app. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but it's called Anchor. Anchor will take your audio. What's that?
Is Anchor or Anger?
Oh,
Anchor.
Anchor, like like for a boat type ordeal.
Okay. Gotcha.
But it will take your audio and it will distribute to all the different platforms. Google
Okay.
Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, whatever you want, they'll distribute it for you. That way, it's like one-stop shop. You record it, put on Anchor, it distributes out for you.
Okay.
So you have to go, let me upload it here, let me upload it here, let me upload it there, all that stuff.
So basically, you have your visual, and then you guys are on different platforms when you're on podcast. That's nice.
Yeah. So we're on Anchor, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple.
Nice.
Yeah. Only thing about it, I am in charge of distributing it, and I'm doing a crappy job. Like I'll put the visual up, but I get better at doing the audio. That's my fault.
Okay.
But yeah, it makes it a whole lot easier to help distribute it, because I realize a lot of people, some people just want to listen to you on the way to work, on the commute to work, or their mom might want to listen to you guys while they're cleaning up the house, something like that, So only reason why I bring it up, because you don't want to limit yourself also, because everyone we see you guys in different ways. So people might watch you on their big screen on the house on YouTube, or they might, like I said, they might be AirPods in their ear while they're working out.
Right.
So just want to put out you guys is also thinking about that, also about how you guys want to distribute it.
Okay.
And if you guys need help on any of this, like I can help you guys with that too. So just keep that in mind too.
So I do have a question. I don't know if you was gonna bring this up. When it comes to equipment, I know you mentioned a laptop. For us to get started, I'd rather go high and low, whatever we decide to do. So if we wanted visual and audio, what are some of the things that we probably need to get to be on those platforms?
So that's a great question. So I know me, I'm a cheapskate. I don't know if you guys know that, but I like to be very frugal with my money.
Yeah.
For me, only reason why I say that I use a laptop, because it captured the audio, and I can't say many times how many test runs we did, because I would use the mic that came with the laptop, like the actual mic that's on the laptop first, and they realized the sound quality was very crappy.
Right.
But then I went and started doing more research, and what I did is that I got this mic from Walmart, and I love Walmart for the way. It was, I think the mic was only like $35, but it was one of those mics. Matter of fact, I'll grab my bread back. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So this is the mic right here, guys. This is it, $35. But this amplifier on here makes it so that the sound quality is just crystal clear.
Okay.
Now, keep in mind, guys, because where you're shooting at, you have to understand the sound quality is going to be different, right? So let's say you guys are shooting in you guys' basement, right? That's cool, because the sound quality will be fine, because it's an enclosed space, right? But the wider the space, the better the mic you're going to need. Keep it like that.
Okay.
So
my bad.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, finish.
No, so you guys been in the Kia's spot. Her spot is not that very big, so this little mic is able to carry everyone's voice. So there's never a time where someone sounds muffled or sounds like they can't understand, because the sound quality is great, because we're in an enclosed space. Now, if you're in a bigger space, let's say you're in like
a winery.
What's that?
A lot of noise.
Yeah, or like right, or like a gymnasium, something like just some like a wider space. You're gonna need you're gonna need a like one of those boomstick type.
Clip-ons. Could we do do you suggest that? I've looked it up on Amazon, so it's like these little wireless microphones you can clip to. Do you suggest that? They're not that expensive. They're probably like almost what you said, maybe $40.
Yeah. So we have those. We try to use those. Only thing that the only reason why I use them once, so when we do one-on-one interviews, like when we had our last network event, I would interview people individually, and I use those for our interviews. Then they work great. Once again, it helps with the sound quality. Only thing about that is that we would lose them. So that's the only reason why So
Oh,
the mics are very small, and
yeah.
if someone drops it because they got little lapel clips on
Right.
there. And if let's say you walk and you don't realize it's gone, it's gone. I think I brought like 2 sets already. So that's the only reason why I don't.
Is that what you suggest for, like, because Shanez and I go into wineries, tons of people are talking, and if we can't find a quiet space or whatever we have to do, is that what you're saying? Or can we use the mic that you described, the $35 Walmart one?
No, if you guys gonna be like you say, if you guys are gonna be on scene, yeah, those probably be best for you guys. Because if it's gonna be you and just Shanez talking, that's fine.
Okay.
Now, let's say you guys happen to have a guest host, or I guess like have a guest on there, and it's 3-4 you guys. The sound quality is gonna be so good because mind you, the mic gonna be on the 2 of y'all, not a third person involved. So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, just keep that in mind, because like I can tell many times, and then even with so when we record, I record on my iPhone, right? We have a mic for the iPhone, like outside of it.
Ain't that?
Yeah, so that better helps get the sound quality also. And once again, all depending on the space. Like the sound quality wasn't terrible before, but with that mic, it just helped pick up everything that was being said. So
okay.
And I think so. This mic 35, that mic for the iPhone thing was like not 35. The lapel mic's 35. And then if you do you guys have a tripod to like a ring light or deal?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's perfect.
But
and that's pretty much all you need. You don't need to. So I just invested inside some more lights, like more lighting, because the Kia spot is it's not dim, but it's not the brightest. So I got the ring light and I got the 2 additional lights outside. They're like little pack away lights, but nonetheless though, those are like another 35. So let's say all in, I don't know, say maybe $200 less $200. I think that's kind of that's and I did it over time. I didn't do this initially. I did this over time. As we went, the podcast progressed, I got these things. And
so
even
the clip like something you do, I mean, like I said, down the line, we can ask you those questions.
Right. I know some people will say all the time, well, I need this in order to start. You just need to start.
Right.
You need to start. Like, you can figure it out later. Like, if you've seen our first podcast versus now, it's like night and day.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I think people lose sight of what matters most. I think consistency and the content of your podcast will make all the difference versus, because I know this guy, he had a podcast, he brought a soundboard, he brought all these fancy things. I'm like, dang, you official. I mean, he put like 2 episodes out. And I think he was all in. He easily spent like $1,000 on all his equipment. And I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, he's only did that 3 episodes. But yeah. So yeah, I think if y'all gonna be just fine with the lapel mics y'all need to.
Okay.
Yeah. So y'all thought about a name yet?
We have not yet. I don't think we have we, April?
No, I have an idea, but I want to see if it's taken. You know how people be doing stuff.
No.
The only reason why I asked that is because, like, for you guys, like, this could be a whole nother branch of what y'all got already. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all get merchandise and y'all get the branding. And let me tell you, podcast is really where it's at. The only reason why I said that because all depending on how y'all structure it, y'all can then be brand ambassadors. Y'all can then, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, so we haven't said this to nobody, but going forward, we're gonna start charging people to be on the podcast. To be honest, it's a marketing expense for you to be on there. We're supposed to our audience. Ultimately, it's like having an ad, So you got that, and then also we do affiliate marketing. So Social Master, that is the company that has those digital business cards for everyone. Everyone buys off our website. I believe we get. I think the card is like $20. I think we get $8 off of every card.
Is that the little one that you scan when you want to connect to like IG? I want one of those. I love it.
So right, but it makes sense for us because we're entrepreneurs. Digital business card makes sense, right?
Yeah, right. Business card. I'm tired of it.
Right. See, so it only makes sense for us to do that. But once again, every time someone buys from that link, we get paid.
Nice.
So that's the other way we make money. And like I said, we're getting to the whole merchandising thing. We got a logo done. We had a logo done a little while back. We just been lazy. Haven't done anything where we want to make hoodies and t-shirts, all that good stuff. But just, I said all to say is that the name should be something you could think about being marketable for, you know, for in the future.
Gotcha.
And like, I'm pretty sure people will be able to attach it to Dancing Birds, but maybe, you know, you want to just think about how it could be, you know, say wider for you know what I'm saying, for a different audience if need be.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So just think about that. Like I said, I know not y'all come over, but I know it's gonna be dope. So, and then like I know you guys said you guys want to have guests on there. And if you guys want, I can show you the templates that we use to literally reach out to people, because I'll tell you this, as y'all can see, we're sitting here. I didn't know you guys before Nakia or whatnot, but now you guys, we're like family now, you know? And I think podcast is a great way to network with just everybody that you want to.
Nice.
And I would use it for what it is. I would reach out to the place that y'all haven't got a chance to go to yet. And once y'all get to a certain point, when y'all reach enough numbers, like, so for us now, when we the stuff about people reach out to us now, but when we first started, we just write off our number. We'll say, hey, listen, we're in the Cleveland area. We're just starting out as a podcast, but we have audience of so many people, and we would use our social media to say, okay, we have so many followers on social media, this platform, and we would love if you came on, and we'll give them a couple of dates. But nonetheless, though, they would see the consistency, right? Because no one wants to get on your podcast so you haven't, you know what I'm saying, that you haven't done anything, you know. So the first episode, of course, let it be y'all reach out to family and friends or people that you guys know who are, you know what I'm saying, who correspond with y'all podcast overall. But let a person see when they go to see your channel or see your overall, see, okay, they're on episode 20. Okay, they've been doing it. Okay. So,
Okay.
The way you can leverage that. But once again, when you guys get that first guest that, you know, that really pops, I'll tell you what, for us, who was the guest that we came on that like really like put us on? I know when we did Bashir, man, that was crazy.
Nice.
Everybody Sacramento works for that. And like when I first came, when me and Marquita met, we literally said we want to have Bashir on. Bashir I think Bashir was episode 83. So we want 83 episodes before he actually came on.
Wow.
So I said all that to say is that it took that long for it to happen, but it happened though.
Right.
And once again, when we approached him, we said, hey, listen, man, we've been doing it for this many episodes. We got this many people who watch every week. That's just none other. So I said all I had to say is that we had I'll show you guys the template that we were able to use to track the guests themselves.
Okay.
Yeah. And that way you get it out. And if they say no, hey, listen, it's all done. But even if then, don't take it personal, because I feel like people, you know what I'm saying? I know when we first started out, we didn't take it personal, but it's funny that people who said no in the beginning are now reaching out to us now.
Nice.
Yep. It always comes full circle.
Yeah, it's come full circle. Yeah. So yeah, I won't take it personal. Nice. I'm sorry, you had a question?
I guess my question would be, one of them is, you know, asking you this question. We sell, as you know, the wax melts, but now we do candles. I don't know, when we saw you, I don't think we had them. So we make wine scented candles as well.
That's dope.
Not that we're trying to push, please buy, but is that something that we would, if we don't necessarily say, we put it in the link, or is that something that we can talk about in the podcast? Maybe not all the time, but just something to let them know what else we have. I'm just trying to figure out a way to market ourselves in a
so I'm gonna give y'all some homework, all right? I'm gonna send y'all a podcast that we listen to before we start podcasting, but it's called Social Proof Podcast. I don't know if y'all familiar with it.
What's it called? I'm sorry.
Social Proof Podcast.
Social Proof.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one is a great podcast, but they do not care about advertising their stuff in the middle of the podcast, like smack down the middle, because they have it to a art where you're so into what they're saying, and they just hit you. Oh, by the way, we selling this. You're like, okay, I want to hear what the rest of they got to say. You know what I'm saying? So say, for instance, for you guys, let's say you guys are talking about, I don't know, you guys talking about the winery that you guys are at that moment, and like you're saying something like, man, yeah, this wine, and you're talking about the different counts of it all, and then you say, hey, by the way, we, shameless plug or shameful plug, whatever. I know I like being goofy. I'll say something like, I meant to say this right here, by the way. You know what I'm saying? And say, hey, by the way, we have the Senate one or Senate wine candle, by the way, that will go great pairing with this or whatnot. And I say drop it in the middle of the episode. Don't wait to the end, because I know for us, we play a game. We'll shout something out in the episode. Like, I can't say every time we'll be in the middle of the episode, like, man, this wine is great. You know what I'm saying? This 2U wines is awesome,
Okay.
So I don't think you should ever not want to let people know what all y'all got to offer, because someone out there might be like, oh, I didn't know, and they don't know until you tell them.
Perfect.
Yeah. So yeah, don't ever be ashamed about it. And even with your guests, I know I find it funny when the guests, they'll plug their own stuff in. We only have to wait, they'll already plug it in.
Which is fine.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So yeah. But don't ever not be wanted to share you guys stuff also, because that's the whole point of the podcast, right?
Right. Okay.
Well, it's dope, by the way. I think that's dope. And I think y'all, so one of the things that I can say that they always say to do is try to think about your avatar, your initial audience you're trying to reach out to. Have y'all thought about that? Who you guys are trying to reach out to?
Well, like you said earlier, our guests would be the wineries that are around within Northeast. And I mean, within Cleveland, maybe some Black-owned wines that people don't know about, as well as other wineries. I don't know, Shanez, if you thought about any people that we can reach out to. We also thought about, too, real quickly, doing a wine review where we're reviewing like D. Wade Sellers wine or I don't know. I don't know if that's something we should do.
Oh no, I got you. No, I meant like, hey, I thought about so I know for us, when we first started out, we said we want to reach millennials and Generation Z.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You want to reach out to them, people who already probably started entrepreneurship and gave up, or people who haven't took that first step yet when they need encouragement to go. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So
I would say, like, the audience, and April chime in, the audience that we want to reach out to are people who are like, maybe don't have a lot of information or don't know where to start in the wine, and just want to know, well, how do we get started? Where do we start out with tastings? And just bring them that kind of information and kind of like help them grow in their wine journey.
Yeah, like wine education.
Yeah,
because a lot of people that think they know wine, they don't. They think, oh, well, I just had some Moscato and that's wine. And we want to try to get people to reach beyond just that one sweet wine. So yeah, Shanez is absolutely right.
I think y'all like a segment for guys, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all should get this wine for your girl while y'all out. Because I know me, I'm not very smart when it comes to wine. It's only because of Nikia I even know about different types of wine now. I feel like I could be one of those what do you call them, sommeliers? And now I'm about to restaurant.
You try to show off your stuff.
Right. You know what I'm saying? This white wine goes.
Smelling it out at the restaurant.
Right. I'm like, this white wine goes great with this red eye, you know.
Right. There you go.
You know, but like this, just like not saying dumb it down, but like, for the fellas, hey, listen. Then you gotta go grab that Moscato from the gas station, get you some, wine from over here, and just, let it breathe a little bit, because I didn't know nothing about it. I'll pop it open like, yeah.
A good episode, how to show the guys how to get a wine even for his lady or for his wife or a date night.
Ooh, listen to that. I can listen to that. Like, all right, that's what I'm talking about.
He gonna be able to take notes.
Right.
Like, what episode is that?
Wait, Brandon could be a guest and we can talk through it.
Oh yeah, no, listen, bet I would definitely be a guest on there. Yes, I would. I'll be like, fellas, get it together, man. Stop buying that gas station wine.
Mm-hmm.
Get more than that barefoot.
Right. Rossi or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Man.
All right, cool.
But and I'm about to say, I think y'all ought to get started. Like how y'all thought about how soon y'all trying to start?
I'll say that again.
I thought about how soon y'all want to get started.
So we kept pushing it back. First it was supposed to be in fall, then it was supposed to be at the beginning of the year. I think we want to make sure we put our best foot forward first. I know it's just the first episode will be a rough patch. But honestly, if we could shoot for like late spring, that'd be that'd be realistic time frame for us.
Okay. Let me ask y'all this. If I would challenge y'all and say what's today? Today is January 18th. If I would challenge y'all to have something, just a rough draft by like February 18th, y'all think that'd be out of the realm of capability? Or
rough draft. What day you say?
February 18th. Because
1 month.
1 month.
So what does this rough draft consist of?
The rough draft consists of a test pilot, or because every great series has a test pilot, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just ask that you guys just try it out. The day y'all just set aside, y'all just gonna sit down and just give a test run. That way you get all the kinks out, you get all the nervousness out. You hear your voices. 'Cause I know for me it was all about like, oh man, my voice sounds stupid on here. Whatever preconceived notions y'all might have, and get them all out there. That way when y'all are ready to start shooting, like, all right, we remember how we did this. I know for me and Marquita, we did the same thing. We kept pushing it back, kept pushing it back,
right.
right? And it wasn't until like, all right, like, Marquita, do me a favor, meet me up here so at this time. She met me up there. I had the camera, I had everything, like, hey, we doing an episode right here and whatnot. And we did it.
Okay.
Now the only course I got for you guys, like y'all, so I know for us, like we got Steve later on, but I know for me, I'll put in that tripod, just position that bad boy, and we was ready to go. Like, I don't know if y'all kids are of age or whatnot, but shoot, get your kids involved. They like
out of age.
No, I got you.
I got a 13-year-old. She can definitely do it. She is.
There we go. See. Yep.
Yes.
Because I have my daughter's 16. I had her as our quote unquote scheduler at one time or another. I'm like, you got to work in this business, girl.
Hello.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, because like anything to help, because I know for us, at one time or another, it got too overwhelming for just the two of us, and then that's when we started branching out. And the great thing about when you do it like that, because once again, at one time we were literally cranking them out like that, and it came overwhelming for myself. So I know you guys are starting out. I just want to put that in you guys' head that, like, if anything, y'all get anything from what I'm saying all night, stay consistent. That's the nothing else. That's what I want to really stay on. And when stuff does happen to get, to a point where you're like, oh man, just keep it going. Because like I said, I can't tell you, I was out with my daughter, and I was out, and someone's like, it's a pull-up man. I'm like, the pull-up man? I'm looking around, who are you talking about, right? And I'm like, oh, he's talking about me. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. And he's like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I watched the episodes. I'm like, man, that to me just, I love that. It did something. I'm like, man, that's so crazy. Like, I know I joke around a lot, but like that made me feel good about what we're doing. Like, it's not about about notoriety. It's about we're actually doing something that people are taking, are watching and taking value in it. So, and I really believe what y'all about to do is about to really take off too. I don't know, I'll be watching, I'm like, man, this wine, I'll be drinking wine, talk about wine. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a good time.
Right, absolutely.
Yes. I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So down the road, how do we get like sponsorships on our episodes for people like to sponsor our episode, and then like we do like a free review, or they send us stuff that we can, do
so
review?
I'll about to say I will broker a deal, not broker a deal, but let's say, for instance, you guys, let's say y'all know Lamont Ave.
No, I heard of. Yeah, I heard of.
So Lamont Ave, the guy's name who owns his name is Dominic. Great guy. Let's say, for instance, y'all had him on, all right? And you said to him, hey, listen, man, we about to review your wine. And once again, you guys can have affiliate links. Let's say someone orders a case of wine from all your affiliate links. Y'all get paid like that, right? Or you broker a deal, because like another thing that we love doing is the events. Y'all can put on whole events and broker a deal with some of these wines, wineries you guys are working with, right? And say, hey, we're gonna put this event on the 25th. You guys can be I don't know if you maybe the main, just like how we did with the dating game. Y'all were one of the sponsors, right?
Right.
Same thing with that. You can say, hey, if you guys want to be one of our sponsors or whatnot, we were going to put on this event where you guys, your wine can be like the main, main course.
Well, that's what we're actually trying to get more into this year anyway. So that would be very helpful for us.
Yeah.
With and without the podcast, because we are trying to do more events with sponsorship. So we probably do need some education on that piece.
Yeah. And once again, and it's all about how you tell her, because I know most places are just starting out, not big companies, right? You know what I'm saying? They're just starting out like the rest of us, right? But once again, I feel like affiliate marketing is really where it's at, because as you help them sell their product, they're getting money, but you're also getting a portion of it too.
Right.
So I will work with, I'll be affiliate for wine accessories, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, I don't know. I seen one where Kia had this thing where it's like battery operated and it just takes the cork and takes it out for you or whatnot. And I'll look into that. It's a thing called Amazon influencers. Like, you know, all those influencers like that, you guys can be one of those for all the wine accessories. And anytime anyone orders anything like that, that way, once again, as you guys get more and more content, you know what I'm saying, you guys can be like, okay, hey, check the link in our bio to buy that. You guys like that or like this or whatnot, click the link in the bio. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta do your reviews. And once again, if you guys set up those relationship with those vendors or with those wine vendors and say, hey, listen, you create a link for us, and every time we sell one, we get a portion of it, voila. And once again, you are doing the work because you already did the episode. And that's another thing about podcasting, like it's like you getting money from different ways, right? Because one, if you guys do it the right way, let's say you guys create a whole other Instagram page for your podcast, right? You get paid for reels, right? That's one. Two, affiliate marketing, right? Three, and if you structure it right, you know, shoot, I know one of the things I'm working on for us is that we got to do it with a podcast mentorship, but I'm creating an ebook for it, right? I'm trying to have it to where, not saying pyramid scheme type of deal, but like, hey, you help us sell this, you get a portion of it or whatnot. And it's just everyone's winning type of word. But it's
pyramid. I get what you.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a lot of ways to make money. I mean, with the whole podcast thing, but this opens you guys up, and it's not too much work that you guys aren't already doing, because it's going to open you guys up to more content. You know, so you guys will be able to post more stuff, because you can, and I can show you guys how to edit this stuff too. Because like you guys, like what you guys episode, like how I said to you guys, it take me, I think maybe 20 minutes to do that. I gotta find the right stuff. You say what's there?
Wonderful. I be doing these little. I mean, it's okay, but yeah, trips and tricks will help.
Yeah, and like I said, and just how I say this, now we got down to a whole science now. Like we got it down to, all right, because like we had an episode last night with Destination Cleveland. We did the episode last night.
You did that? Cleveland, nice.
Yep, she was on last night, and because they're having this. Matter of fact, I seen you guys link, but
was she a black lady?
My bad.
I thought we met a girl from Destination Cleveland at that vendor event. What's her name?
Emily Lauer.
No, I don't think
she's the vice president of their public relations department.
Okay.
But they're having a 4-week series where, for free, by the way, it's going to help you how to set up your SEO on Google, show you how to get paid advertisements, like in the plain dealer, all that good stuff. They're gonna have representatives from each company too. I'll send it to you guys. Yeah, no. But once again, they want us to be their, I'll probably say this is Zoom, it's just us. They want us to be their go-to when it comes down to reach out to black entrepreneurs going forward.
Nice.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what beauty of the podcast, because they seen it. They was like, you know what? They have the audience we're looking for. Let's reach out to them or whatnot.
Absolutely.
And that's what you want. You know, you want for people to see. Okay, we want to get our wine out to the people. How do we go about that? Oh, we need to talk to the dancing birds over here.
Well, we want to be reachable, and that's our thing. The only way we're going to get people to know us more, I think this will really help us a lot. You know, as we grow. So that's excellent.
And you know, it'll be able to show you guys personality, be able to show y'all just how y'all are. Hey, listen, Shanae, with the kids in the back, I'll let the kids in there. Like let them know you're a mom, you know?
Okay.
Real low. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm being so real because like I feel like the best podcast, because I'm a podcast head. I don't know if you noticed, but I listen to or watch a lot of podcasts. And I love the ones that are not scripted, the ones that are authentic, the ones that are real. One of the reasons why I love the Social Proof podcast so much is because they'll like me and Marquita, like we do it too, but we'll play each other in the middle of the episode. I think it's hilarious. You know what I'm saying? But like that's my homie, you know what I'm saying? But I like, man, you dress like that today or whatnot, and I be cracking up dying
That's
because
cute.
like they're for real. You know it's not scripted or whatnot, but they still take care of the business in the episode. So for me, I like stuff like that. And I think people love genuine people giving their story, you know what I'm saying, or telling their side of or their perspective on things. And I think y'all gonna do really well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
I think I had an outline for you. I'm like, this is my first time to talk about these things. I want to make sure I cover everything. I said who, what, when, where, why, and how. You don't worry about that. I mean, you guys, you are your who. You know, you guys know what you guys are going to talk about to a certain extent. You guys know when you want to do it. You guys haven't given it thought to where I want to shoot at.
So I think at first starting out, we had discussed shooting it at one of our houses.
Okay.
We both have adequate space for it.
And I'll just say to that, just make sure you got adequate light, and just, you know, if you got a ring light, just make sure, because I know my ring light, that boy lights up the whole room. It's just like sound, the light is only gonna go so far. So if y'all got both of y'all ring lights, that'd be even better. The more light, the more visible you guys are, right?
Yeah.
And then how often y'all want to shoot, and y'all already said twice a month. And like I said, that's cool. And once again, if y'all feel like y'all want to crank it up, that's fine. Y'all want to pull it back, that's also fine. My thing is at least minimal once a month, if nothing else. That way you're still staying relevant. That way you're still saying people's mind, and people just know that you didn't fall off. Because nothing worse than getting a taste of something. It's like the McRib, you know what I'm saying? You're like you got the McRib, and then y'all take it away from us, like, oh dang.
Right. And then that once a month
will
be that certain day or whatever that would be, or twice a month, or however we decide we want to do it. Like you guys, you go Tuesdays. We would decide once a month to be whatever Wednesday or however we do it, right?
Right.
Okay. So they need okay.
And as I have, be the expert or have your audience come along the journey. Like y'all don't be experts per se, but just know y'all are experts because y'all know y'all wait. And this one thing I learned the hard way. Let's say, for instance, y'all started drinking wine yesterday. You're still one step ahead of someone else, you know? And someone's gonna be like, oh man, I didn't know that, you know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind, because I know for us, I know at first we were suffering from like imposter syndrome, right? Like we're not making $1 million in our business. Why? How can we talk to entrepreneurs, we're not making $1 million in our business? Like what? No. We've been working at this, you know, and it's someone who hasn't even started yet. So we're actually ahead of them. So we're kind of like expert in their eyes, right? And it's someone above our level who we look at as an expert. So I said that to say is like, don't fall in the trap as we did about, you know, falling in that trap of imposter syndrome. Like y'all are expert in my eyes. So don't ever think that you guys aren't. And then like I said, hey, your artists come on the journey. Man, like I remember I watched our first episode. Our first episode was very, very horrible. And I mean that in the most best way possible. It was horribly good, like that. And like now to where we are, we're on episode 92 now.
That's
and
beautiful.
Like the fact that we're flowing, the fact that, you know what I'm saying, like me and the kid and Marquis, we'll look at each other, we know who's gonna talk next. We know who's going to, you know, we know have now. And I don't know, y'all seen it lately. I got a button I press that like shoots off claps and all that good stuff. It's hilarious to me. The girls be looking like, oh my god, here go Brandon with this stuff.
What, like an audience that's clapping?
Oh yeah.
That's cute.
Thank you. Right? That's what I said. They get annoyed. Matter of fact, hold on, I got it. Hold on, I got it.
Oh my god. The one I just watched, I saw the one with him and Philly Wheaton where they did that one. I just watched they did that one the other week or something like that. And then he just did one. They're talking about
Here you go. See? Amazon, $12.
Oh, it's an actual button.
As a button. Y'all hear that?
No, do it again.
No?
What?
No?
What was that?
I don't hear it.
where's my speaker? I don't know. Where the thing on here? I'm sorry, but it's button, but it makes the clapping noise or whatnot. I thought I don't hear it, but yeah,
You can
It sounds like a little horn.
yeah. Yep, we got a little horn, like, so you got one for clap, one for horn.
Oh,
And
you
like
hit the
for me,
horn. I
huh?
think. I think you
Yeah,
hit the horn.
Yep, horn, and they clapping right here. So you do either or.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And like for me, I have it on our podcast for when someone says something like of insight that a person will just not, you know, they go right over their head if they don't take time out to realize what just happened here. So I'll press that. And plus, I'm a big fan of Funk Flex, and he'd be like, drop bombs on them. Boom.
Yeah, okay.
You know. But I say all that to say is like we all got our own personalities, right? And we're able to flow because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like Marquita's more serious. I'm the goofy one. The kid is like the sage of the group. You know what I'm saying? She's like Erica Badu. Like she's so wise or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like she'll say something insightful. Marquita would be talking about business. I'll be over there being the goof. You know what I'm saying? But it's just those type of things that make people realize, you know, we're human. We have personalities, and I feel like that's what makes people want to tune in. So.
Well, we like to drink wine, so we might be drinking wine on that podcast.
Exactly.
So by the end of the podcast, we won't be like, you know, off the wall, but we, you know, we'll have a little fun.
have y'all ever watched Drink Champs before?
No, who? No.
Oh my goodness, Drink Champs. So their entire podcast consists of them smoking and drinking all type of tequila and actual alcohol. That's it. And they reminisce about the old days. But it's very popular. I'm surprised y'all haven't. It's y'all.
I think I've heard. Now you say Drake. I have heard of it. I've never watched them.
Yeah. Oh man. The only thing about it, because I feel like that's their secret sauce. They get their guests on there, make them drink, and they just start revealing stuff they didn't mean to reveal. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So keep that in mind. But I mean, I feel like not saying the mom, but the women who are professional, but at the same time just want to relax and just unwind, I feel like they're gonna gravitate to what you guys got. You know what I'm saying? What you guys are gonna have right there. And I think that y'all gonna do really, really well.
I'm excited.
I think like I said late spring, but that's why I want to say I want to challenge y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like if y'all do a test run and like y'all gotta show me, but make sure to keep it though. Keep it somewhere.
Okay.
Put it in the folder somewhere. That way, one, y'all can use it as okay. I like the way, cause I know for us, like especially the kid look at the episode like, all right, I need to suck in my gut right here. I'm like, come on, man, I need to sit up straight, like posture, all that good stuff. But you know, you are your main critic, right? So y'all can look at it and be like, okay, I need to fix that. I know for me, I have a speech impediment, right? So if I know if I get too excited, I'll start to stutter and all that good stuff, right? So I don't realize with me, slow it down. All that good stuff. Even my girlfriend, like she'll watch the episode. She's like, how many times are you gonna say, you know what you're saying, like 18 times.
But that's good. Right.
So yeah.
We'll do it with each other because I'll probably like, I don't like this, and the third. And I'll probably get on her nerves, but whatever. I gotta be fabulous.
Jesus.
But I mean, yeah, that way y'all have something to go off of. But I don't want to deter you, but I do want you to be able to look at it like, okay, let's fix this, let's fix that, let's fix this. You know, and then y'all go from there because then y'all seen it, y'all how you say this, you've gotten all the rough patches out, so now y'all can just fully go. You know.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Well, you gave us a lot of great information.
Yes, you did.
I mean, I thought I knew a podcast, but you came on and dropped some knowledge. So
yeah, no, I try. But y'all got any questions? Y'all know how to reach me.
Absolutely.
You know, know if I can help in any capacity. But I just want to know, like, that actually help because, like, I really want like we want to be able to roll this out. We really want to be able to help people, you know, get started.
Right.
Nice. No, you guys are great. So I look forward to working with you guys, and we got our homework to do.
Yes, we do.
So I'm gonna put it in my calendar, February 18th. I'm gonna be like, all right, how the road draft coming, y'all?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll have it.
We're gonna have it done.
All right.
We want to make sure we get an A.
All right, hey, that's right. All right, y'all. Listen, I appreciate y'all. I thought we, you know what I'm saying, we have enough knowledge for y'all to help out in that.
I didn't hear you.
No, I said I appreciate y'all even reaching out to even think that we, you know what I'm saying, that we even had insight to give y'all.
Absolutely. Yeah, of course. We appreciate you guys so much.
Yeah. Well, all right, y'all, I ain't gonna hold y'all any longer. Y'all have a wonderful night.
Thank you. You too. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you later.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.